It's the deal, homie. Y'all know what it is, man. West Coast, West Coast. We back up. Now, I've been busy. I owe y'all some videos. I've been busy. Covering trade deadline stuff and studying and all the stuff I've been doing this week. Anyway, man, I just got word that my boy K Dot, the GOAT, is on live interviewing with Apple Music, Ebro and Nadeska. Now, I don't know the last time I seen Kendrick do an interview. Now, he did the one with SZA, but I was like, you read it in the magazine. But I mean, like, it's physically on camera speaking, right? You never have not seen it in some years. So, anyway, I'm excited. I'm not going to waste too much of your time. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I don't know how long this is. It's live, so I'm going to take it all the way to where I first see them starting. So, yeah, it's K Dot, it's Ebro, it's Nadeska, it's Apple Music, Super Bowl.
Like a bitch, ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
Let's cook up. What Ebro got, what Nadeska got for my boy. Let's go.
We can talk about his world-shifting pen, his Pulitzer Prize-winning album, his 22 Grammys, or his seismic impact on music spanning more than a decade.
But nobody can speak for the man better than himself. Please welcome Kendrick
The one.
Lamar.
Ducky. Oh, my volume down.
Y'all gotta make some more noise than that.
They not like us. Representing the coast, boy. Once upon a time, all of us was in chains.
Good morning.
Homie, double
How you
down,
doing?
still calling us from slaves.
You know, Kendrick, it's a little bit surreal to actually see you in the flesh because you've always made it a point
talk
of
to
just letting the
nobody.
music speak for yourself, which is something I
Facts.
really respect. But the spotlight has been shining so brightly on you for the past few months. I've just been wondering how you've been processing behind the scenes, how you've been feeling about everything happening, all the success.
It's just really just I want to look at it like it's just a continuum of who I am, really. I've always stayed to myself. I've always been in my own bubble, whether it's with the fam or whether it's training. How I process it all is just I continue to do what I was doing 10 years ago, and that's like be better in myself, better in the craft, and not look at it as bright lights, you know?
Yeah.
And it may sound cliche, but it always worked for me, even when I was younger, playing sports or being in the forefront of presentations and stuff like that. It was like, I gotta look at myself in the mirror rather than looking at it as a crowd or, fame and attention.
So now, early days of your career, Section 80 days, even early mixtapes, and you perfecting your craft as an MC. Did you ever think we'd be at the Super Bowl with this?
I wasn't thinking about no Super Bowl.
You never thought about the Super
I
Bowl?
wasn't thinking about no Super Bowl for sure. We was thinking about the best verse and how we gonna split this $5 at Church's Chicken or something like that. It wasn't no Super Bowl. Going to the studio and getting a meal. But I think, what I know is the passion I have now is still the passion I had then. And I think that carried on to the Super Bowl. So it was all about being present. As long as I was present in the studio and present in whatever that line was or whatever that mistake was, rapping or doing hooks or choruses or whatnot, I was present in that moment. I felt that passion. I think being present and not actually foreseeing everything kept me in the grounded state of mind in order to be at, big stages like this.
I think we felt that presence and that.
That's a fact though, because like on the real, a lot of people, like I remember Kobe said it when he tore his Achilles. He said basically, if I look at the top of the mountain, the end of the recovery, I'ma quit. But if I look at each block in front of me, before you look up, the time gonna be there. And basically, it's like the 5 years gonna go by. Like if you saying, oh, I don't want to go to school because it's gonna take 4 years to grad, bro, those 4 years gonna go by regardless. Be at where your feet at. And if you put one foot in front of the other every single time, those 5 years go by, you're going to be way more ahead than you are now. And that's kind of what he's saying. I'm present in the moment. Because if I'm looking ahead, a lot of rappers, when they first started, look at the riches, the millions, the fames, and all they care about is a viral moment. You get your viral moment, and then you ain't really present in it, and that shit gone because you're still looking too far ahead. Dot, this tag is fucking me up right now. Dot is saying, I'm staying right here, present in each moment, appreciate every moment, because you learn the most when you actually present, paying attention, listening, all that good shit. Come on now.
Focus in your work for the past 15 years.
In the grounded state of mind
Let's
in
go.
order to be at, big stages like
Yup.
this.
I think we felt that presence and that focus in your work for the past 15 years. Like Ebro said, going all the way back to projects like Overly Dedicated. And so seeing you perform with Dr. Dre at the halftime show 3 years ago, we already felt like that was the most hip-hop, beautiful halftime show ever. And now for you to come back and be the first solo hip-hop artist to headline, how does it feel being the artist to hit that milestone? And, just your thoughts on what that means about hip-hop's progression and impact over the years.
But that shit, it made me think about, like, the grind of it. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't see, like, the story before the glory, man. And that shit's like...
That's real.
Shuffling out your mixtapes and, going to neighborhoods and parties and performing there, hole-in-the-wall spots. It reminds me of the essence and the core response of rap and hip-hop and how far it can go. So for me, that should mean everything because it puts the culture on the forefront where it needs to be and not minimized to just a catchy song or verse. This is a true art form. So to represent it on this type of stage, it's like...
Hey, he do not like you niggas, bro. All you gimmicky niggas, bro. He clearly... Like, it's like, y'all cool, but it's clear that he got a distaste for a lot of y'all, bro.
And not minimized to just a catchy song or verse. This is a true art form. So to represent it on this type of stage is like everything that I've worked for and everything that I believe in as far as the culture. Like, I live and die by it. This shit done changed my whole family life, so I don't take it for granted at all as far as an art form,
It feels like that was a lot what this year was about too, right? Like you, I guess, you took it and put it on your back and you felt like a line needed to be drawn, right? Was that your intent when you rolled out this year? Was like, yo, I'm drawing a line. Like, this is what it is.
My intent was to always keep, I think from day one was to always keep the nature of it as a sport. I don't care how motherfuckers look at it as far as like, as a collaborative effort, that's cool too, but I love when artists grit their teeth. Like, I still watch battle raps. I still watch Smack URL from Murder Mook to Lux to Tay Rock, my bro Daylight.
Daylight.
This has always been the core definition of who I am, and it's been that way since day one. So I don't think it was a thing for this year. It was always just a continuum.
Yeah, you see, he didn't shout out Math Alpha and them niggas on his podcast. They was hating the whole year. Fuck them.
This has always been the core definition of who I am, and it's been that way since day one. So I don't think it was a thing for this year. It was always just a continuum. And what I will say about this year, it was more from a space where I think a lot of people was putting rap to the back, and you didn't see that. You didn't see that grit. You didn't see that bite anymore. So I always took that in consideration in going into any type of my music.
That's interesting. So I hope this makes sense, right? We've been following your journey for about 15 years, and you have been so consistent in the messaging and the focus, like you said, and you've always moved with integrity. So in a lot of ways, I feel like we thought we knew exactly who you were as an artist in a positive way. And then last year, it felt like you unlocked a whole new dimension for us. But that person, like you said, was always in there. But I'm wondering, do you still surprise yourself sometimes? Did you surprise yourself last year? Or was it just us, the fans, with our jaws on the floor, just stunned?
Right.
Surprised myself? Nah, I don't think I surprised myself because this, for me and for my partners that's been around me since 2005, 2006, like my brothers, they know my personality. They know my capabilities, even when it wasn't presented to the public at first, right? So this is just like a revolving door of what I've been doing in Carson Studios, at the homie garage, or my brothers at TDE, or just anybody around the city of Compton in LA. It's just magnified to the level where I've progressed it and did enough hours to know, okay, I know where to place it now. I know how to make it connect with people.
Yup.
It feels
10,000
like
hours.
each album, too, getting to this point was like, it was an
Different.
album for the culture, and it was an album for the critics. You know what I mean? And then it was for the critics,
Yeah.
and then GNX comes along, and it's like, nah. This is an album for anybody, everybody, and anybody
for
who
us.
want it.
It's for us.
At any
Yeah.
time. And you brought
It's
that
for
energy.
us.
And the energy you brought on GNX was an energy that I don't think was really happening in hip hop. Like, it's a
Hell
Public
no, it
Enemy
wasn't.
level energy. It's a
Hell no.
Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted energy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, it's a classic,
That was the first mainstream, unapologetically West Coast, like really West shit album in about 10 years, bro. That's why that shit meant so much to us, bro, because it sound like home. We wasn't hearing a bunch of music sound like home, bro. So that shit was
timeless
fire.
energy. Talk about your headspace between Mr. Morale
Yep.
and this GNX.
Yeah, no, that's
Shit, that was
great.
healing. That was healing. Now I'm fucking y'all up.
Go back even further, man. Speaking on that energy, like it's my cousins was like DJ Quick, and
Yeah.
Dre, these folks
That's
that my
hard.
people was playing. So I always had that DNA, and you heard that DNA a little bit on Good Kid, Mad City. But I wanted to tell my
Yeah.
story first, right?
Go even more.
And
yeah.
fast forward to GNX, I felt it was just a perfect time because not only the energy was lost, but it was the energy that was bubbling inside of me as well. I wanted to go back to the forefront of just the bite and just the grit of rap, just all raps and hard-ass beats. And that's like the basics for me. I thought about, damn, what I used to like when I was a kid. Hard
Yeah.
raps, good beats, that's smacking,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah. We been
it was
waiting
a
on
great
that.
transition from Mr. Morale because that was my most intimate. I wanted to go inside of my own psyche and my own personal withdrawals and see how it connects with the public and who can relate. So during this time around, I think it was necessary of coming out of that cocoon and feeling like, okay, I arrived now. I can spread my wings and show every state of who I am as far as Kendrick Lamar.
And you really did spread your wings. I mean, you just came off a huge Grammy wins. You walked away with 5 awards, and you won Not Like Us won for Song and Record of the Year, which in itself is remarkable. But I think for people who love and respect hip hop and the roots of this culture, the competitive spirit of it, it has been a little bit mind-bending that you created this massive cultural award-winning anthem out of a battle rap song. And how is that something, after you got off that Grammy stage, you got home in some quiet time, what was going through your head?
I was just thinking about the culture, really.
Yeah.
It's always that for me first. I'm not even bullshitting with you. It's like, when people talk about rap, man, the conversations I hear, they think it's just rap and it's not an actual art form. So when you put records like that at the forefront, it reminds people that this is more than just
Talking
something
shit.
that came 50 years ago and like kind of like belittle it. So I love to see that it gets that type of recognition for just straight raps, from awards to the billboards, all that, because this is truly just as big as an art form and a genre as any other genre.
Anything
So
else,
that's
yeah,
what I
hell
think
yeah.
about. And I feel accomplished being able to do that. Whether somebody else come behind me and do it again and quadruple it, I love to see it. If that was my purpose to do that, then that's exactly what it was for that particular moment.
I think people often miss the significance of that Record and Song of the Year award, because that Song of the Year award is a songwriter's award. Like, it's not just the biggest song. It's like someone wrote a song. And you as a...
This whole time I've been trying to figure out what the difference was. And Song of the Year is the writer, Record of the Year is the performer, and this nigga won both. How about that? How about that?
songwriter, when you see your name up there and it's written by Kendrick, and that's it.
Yeah.
Duckworth,
That's
Lamar.
powerful. And I think to what you're saying, I think there's a lot of people who have become fans of hip hop, and they you like the songs you hear and know, but you're not actually tapped into the work that it takes for
Yeah.
you to generate
Yeah.
the output, the art.
Exactly, man. As a writer, and that's what I can appreciate the most. And knowing how much time I dedicated over the years in just trial and error, writing the most terrible shit to some of the greatest shit. We all do it, from writer's block to figuring out how to find inspiration from the most non-popular aspects around me. So it's like knowing that trial and knowing what I put in as far as my thinking process and what it takes to get there, I do not look at it as a small like endeavor because it's a hit record. No, it's actually some writing in that shit. You know, whether it connect with you on a spiritual level, whether it connect with you on a comedic level, whether it connect with you just on a personal dynamic, it's still from a writer's point of view.
Yeah, you are an incredible writer. There are songs on GNX like Reincarnated.
Yes.
I didn't know what
talk
to do
about
with
it.
that song for the first few times
Bro,
I heard of
swear
it,
to
just
God,
trying to
bro,
figure out.
I swear, I swear it took me like 5-6 times to understand that song fully, bro. I remember one time I was sitting at home. It was like 3 a.m. and I'm just up listening to music. And I said, you know what, let me go back to Reincarnated because I'm hearing the end, but I wasn't putting it all together. It was 3 a.m. on like a Saturday, and I'm just listening. I listened to that shit 5 times back to back, and I said, oh my God. I went on Instagram and I said, Kendrick Lamar just became the GOAT. What he just did on that song, I swear to God, bro. So I'm happy I ain't the only one. She said I had no idea what to do with that song. That's funny as hell.
An incredible writer. There are songs
That's
on
hilarious.
GNX like Reincarnated.
I didn't know what to do.
I didn't know
with
what
that
to
shit.
do with that song for the
Yeah,
first few
yeah,
times I
yeah.
heard of it, just trying to figure out where you possibly came up with the inspiration for a record like that. Like, when you're working on those songs, are you going through multiple
Yeah, answer
versions
this shit,
until
bro.
the right thing comes to you? It's hard to fathom, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, records like that. First off, shout out to Tupac. That's the number one. That was always one of my
Facts.
favorite records from him and Outlaws. With records like that, it's always going into my mind of like, what if, right? And crafting out my what if ideas to the masses. So
Yeah.
when I think about concepts and I think about what I actually believe and what I feel, I just go through a breakdown as if I'm reading a book, you know, and how I want people to hear this from a book sequence. So my initial process is, okay, how can I open them up to the story? And how can I drive them to the ending point to make them feel
that's
truly exactly what
hard. Yeah.
I'm trying to convey,
trying to
whether they
do,
take their own
yeah.
perspective from it or they take mine. I just want you to feel it first. You
Yeah,
know,
hell
the
yeah, you
writing
felt
is
that
there.
shit,
Now
dog.
it's up to me to perform it to where you can feel it.
Yo, give it up for this guy, Kendrick Lamar. Y'all too quiet, man. This guy, you know this guy he doesn't sit down and do this too often, so this is a very special conversation. We appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate it,
I
man.
really do. And shout to SZA too, because you guys are making
Yeah,
history
man.
right
Facts.
Hell
now.
yeah.
And you've seen her from her humble beginnings like she's seen you from your humble beginnings. You've watched her find success, and now y'all sharing the stage at the Super Bowl. Got this humongous tour that's rolling out next year.
Solana.
Talk about this moment in both of y'all's career. Have you guys had a chance to even see each other in this moment and be like, yo, like?
We haven't even had a chance to crash out about it because everything been moving fast, like far as production and rehearsals
Yeah.
and stuff. So
Yeah.
we speak, but it's not. We haven't really got a chance to settle into the
On
moment.
Monday.
For
I'm
me
having-
personally, watching her, you know, her career and where she's come from, it's amazing to see. I get to finally see how certain individuals see me come up in the process because I seen her day one coming in the studio and writing songs, throwing away songs, writing another song, throwing away songs, and songs is hard. And I understood that process though, wanting to be great. You know, even when we, you know, people saying this is classic record, she like, no, you know, I'm gonna write another one. And I understood that and I seen it. So to see it now magnified is like, she always had it, man. She always had it. And I'm just honored to be next to a talent.
Yeah, you've both worked really hard to be here in this moment. And on Heart Part 6, it was really amazing to hear you detail that journey for old and new fans, you know, going.
What they need to ask, they might ask him at some point, how did you craft the set list? Because, I mean, the set list is already done. He's not going to tell us what it is, but at least say, hey, what went into your idea for the set list? Is it just like, are you just thinking about your biggest hits? Are you thinking about, you know what I'm saying, a show, like making it a theater play, like you do your tours? What's the motivation behind each song that you picked, even though you can't say the songs, but tell us the reasons or whys or his thought process, right? Is that a good question? Y'all let me know. I'm a journalist student.
Coming
Come
up
on now.
through the ranks at TDE and now launching your own agency, PG Lang. So performing at the Super Bowl halftime show is very much us as fans getting to celebrate you and this beautiful musical legacy, but also now you're stepping out as an entrepreneur. What has it been like to build your own business and to also showcase some of that creativity from your agency on this platform?
Oh man, I love the process. Shout out to PG Lang. Make some noise with PG Lang. Yeah, that's my team, man. It's 30 incredible individuals, 5 extraordinary executives that work day in, day out to make sure we are doing something that will long live the culture. From a music standpoint, from a creative standpoint, fashion, film, books, day in, day out of just being around like-minded individuals that have different perspectives outside of just music. So through that process, it was a challenge for me, but even more a process of me enjoying, different ideas and different backgrounds on how to look at things. I love it. Being on calls and, formulating business ideas and ventures outside of my usual norm, it challenges me. And I can't wait to see what happens next. I know it's going to happen next. Yeah.
I think for the audience too, and anybody watching around the world, the PG Lang thing is, I think people see you as an artist and someone who makes music, but I don't know if you want to share it today, but the level of detail that you yourself, along with Dave and shout out to the whole PG Lang team, but y'all as friends that came up together, you in the edits. Like what we're gonna see on Sunday is a PG Lang production.
Yes, that's all PG Lang. That is us sitting day in, day out, from the edits, the production, the stage design, the music, sound tech.
I can't wait.
It's everything across the board, and it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of creative individuals. I can't sit here and say it's all me, because these are people that are just as passionate and want to see us win, but also want to put out something that lives a long, long time. And with Dave's creative mind, it's just, he's insane, man. That dude is like Basquiat in so many different fashions. You can literally pick his brain about anything, and he'll give you an answer right down the middle to help you decide for yourself. So that's something I can always appreciate.
Yeah, I'd say with all of your powers combined, y'all are really diabolical. Like, when you roll out the videos, all the visuals for GNX, just the way you all move strategically together, it is inspiring beyond the music. Just thinking about how to approach life and art in a holistic way. And so when it came down to planning for this Super Bowl now, you've teased on the album coming up to New Orleans with this LA energy. How did you guys approach the show and trying to figure out how to pay tribute to the classics in your catalog with this new music in like a 13-minute set list?
Yeah, it's wild. Mr. Morale is like an hour and 30-minute tour, so it's like you gotta smack the shit down all the way to 13 minutes. It's kind of wild, and it's interesting because it lets you know kind of where you at and your perspective on how you think about catalog and the music. For me, I love being present. I love being present, man. It's my favorite. It's very hard for me to live in the past. It's very hard. I respect the past wholeheartedly, but being in the now and being just locked into how I feel and the energy I have now, that's the LA energy for me. That's something that I want to carry over to New Orleans and for the world to see.
Hold on. Walking New Orleans with the etiquette of LA, yelling mustard. Hey, we about to have a GNX Super Bowl. Hey, he said it without saying it, bro. We about to have a GNX Super Bowl. So we gonna get Hey Now, Squabble Up. We gonna get Not Like Us. We gonna get, hey. Bruh, I was wondering. I'm like, bro, you got all this music, all these albums. What are you gonna pick? Oh, let me hear that again. Dog.
Shit down all the way to 13 minutes. It's kind of wild, and it's interesting because it lets you know kind of where you at and your perspective on how you think about catalog and the music. For me, I love being present. I love being present, man. It's my favorite. It's very hard for me to live in the past. It's very hard. I respect the past wholeheartedly, but
facts.
Being in the now and being just locked into how I feel and the energy I have now, that's the LA energy for me. That's something that I want to carry over to New Orleans and for the world to
New
see.
Orleans with the egg
This is
in
me,
it.
it's Kendrick Lamar, 37 years old, and
Yeah.
I still feel like I'm
Yeah.
elevating. I'm still on a journey though, you know? And I want that energy to, you know, ooze out into the televisions and to the people that's in that building.
Well, and on that, you know, the connection between black culture and New Orleans and how important and shaping our ancestors were in this town, music, jazz, all that. You always put our culture and black culture at the forefront of your brand, your music. Same thing in LA. A lot of our family members moved out to California from the South for new opportunities.
Man,
So
what?
there's a big connection between LA and the South. So when you say you
Facts.
walked in
Facts.
to
Hey.
New Orleans,
Facts, bro. My family from Texas, Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? I got other places too, but those are like the main hubs of where my people from, Texas and Louisiana. So facts, bro. Everybody, like, especially if you black. If you black, majority of your family came from the South and migrated here for a better life, to get away from the oppression, get away from the racism. So we can all relate to that kind of feeling. Like, I'm only 2 generations removed from Louisiana and Texas. You know what I'm saying? So my grandparents, my uncles, my aunties and stuff, they all from there. So the values and the morals I was raised up on was, you know, down south, rooted in the South as far as all that. So I 100% understand this conversation they're about to have right now. That's
shaping
fire.
our ancestors were in this
That's
town,
fire.
music,
That's
jazz,
fire.
all that. You always put our culture and black culture at the forefront of your brand, your music. Same thing in LA. A lot of our family members moved out to California from the South for new opportunities.
Man,
So
what?
there's a big connection between LA and the South. So when you say you walked in
Yup.
to New Orleans with that LA
With the
etiquette and all of that,
LA mustard.
I don't know if people really grasp that, but that's,
Exactly.
you got to be feeling that
Exactly.
That's a
energy
bar.
when you
Hell yeah.
are out ready on Sunday to do your thing.
Hell yeah.
That's a bar. It's
Yes,
crazy,
nigga.
bro. Out of all my
LA
friends,
hit
LA,
different, bro.
us growing up,
Yeah.
all our grandparents
pride.
either from Louisiana, Texas,
What I
Chicago.
just say? Hey, what I just say, bro? Y'all think I'm playing? Y'all think I'm playing? Bro, my family from fucking Marshall, Texas, Orange, Texas, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Lafayette, Louisiana, fucking St. Martinville, Louisiana, bro, Dallas, Texas, bro, fucking, oh my God, Beaumont, Texas, come on, dog, let's go.
Out of all my friends, LA, us
Come on,
growing
dog.
up,
Come on, dog.
all our grandparents either from Louisiana, Texas,
Facts.
Chicago.
Facts.
Like,
Chicago
period.
too, yeah.
So our
Yeah.
dialect and how we talk, it
Facts,
engages
bro.
from like the South and
Yeah.
like the Bay Area.
All
So,
that.
like going to the store, we say finna. I'm finna go to the store.
We
Like,
finna
that's
go.
some South shit, you know what I'm saying? That's
Hey.
that's not no LA,
Hey,
right?
West,
So
nigga, West.
that energy right there, and you know, making that correlation, it means a lot to me for people to understand that, and the culture and just being black, I can't help that, man. It's just not
Bro.
something that
Bro,
I think about or even try to like go. I'm black. Shit, it's
Facts,
just go.
bro.
It's
Within you, it's not on you.
Yeah, it's gonna come out
Facts.
every time.
that's what Vince Staples said that shit. When they asked him, they said, "Well, when did you fall in love with hip hop?" He said, "Nigga, I'm black." Some things we born into, like we born into this black skin, we born into this culture, bro. There was not a time, if you under 50 years old, there's not a time in your life where hip hop didn't exist. Especially Doc 37. I'm about 10 years younger than him, so we a little different generations, but our upbringing is very similar as far as the culture is the culture, bro. So hey, I'm enjoying this. I was already enjoying this interview, but now he's getting cultural and he's talking about home. I'm here now.
I'm not
here
going.
now.
I can't sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
You know, I can't downplay it. I'm at a point in my
Yeah.
life. I can't necessarily fake the funk for nothing. And
Hell no.
I've always had an essence of that, but you know, you have kids and
Hell.
shit. That shit's
Yeah.
like
I don't have no kids yet though.
I have to be who I am authentically, and if
Yup.
you know the world can't accept that, then so be it. But who rocking with it, I'm gonna put it all the way out there. You know,
yup.
whether it's in private or whether it's on the main stage.
Bet that.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people and a lot of
Yeah,
artists
bro, y'all gotta clap
stand
for that shit, bro. Hey,
in
This
themselves.
audience is trash, bro. Y'all need to be clapping for the shit he's saying, because now he's putting down some truth. Now he putting that shit down, bro. He was talking about his career first, but now he talking about some real shit, bro. Come on, y'all gotta clap for this shit,
as
bro.
authentically as you have. And I think one of the questions we've all been wrestling with over the past few months, watching you and the way you've moved, is really what is the role of an artist? And I think lots of people have very different definitions, but young Kendrick, again, back to overly dedicated and Section 80 mixtape Kendrick, and GNX Kendrick, Superbowl, Grammys Kendrick.
Yep.
Has your idea of what the role of an artist is, you as an artist,
Did it
has that
change?
ever changed?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew exactly what my role was early on. I had maybe clues of it, but now today I can truly say it's to express myself and express things that people can necessarily say on the daily and for them to actually relate to.
Absolutely.
And come from the most vulnerable place where people can actually feel it. I think that is, for me, that's the role for me as an artist. I don't give a fuck what place it come from. I could be the most angry person on the record. You gonna feel that shit that day if you woke up and you felt that.
Yeah.
You wanna smile, you gonna feel it, because I'm gonna make sure I'm present that particular time in the studio, in the booth.
To give that emotion,
happy.
to get that truth to you. Yeah.
Energized. And I
Truth.
feel, if I feel frustrated, you gonna feel it. And to carry that as an inspiration for people that's listening that may not have a voice, that, I've grew up with cats, still to this day can't have a conversation. The
Facts,
most meanest,
bro. They don't know how to talk.
Aggressive individuals,
They
but
can't
they
talk.
can't even look you in the eye and express themselves the way they want
Facts,
to. So
bro.
they resort to other things. And when I think about that, and I know that I have the tools necessary to communicate myself properly and effectively, I gotta do it for them.
Hey,
I gotta make records.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. I'm not trying to make this shit about myself, but this shit is really relatable, bro, because ever since I was a child, 3 years old, I've been able to communicate with the oldest motherfucker and the people my age, bro. I was like 9 years old having full-on conversations with fucking James Worthy. Yeah, big game James Worthy, motherfucker. And a whole bunch of sports legends. I was around a lot of athletes because my mom had a shoulder injury and she went to the facility to rehab it, and she was going to where like all the pro athletes went. Like, I've always had this ability to just really communicate myself because, like, I'm not a rapper, but I am a writer. I'm good with words. I have the English language down. I know how to express your feelings as well. It ain't just like knowing shit. Like, you actually have to feel shit. And some people feel, and all they know how to do is be aggressive, break shit, punch on shit, fucking put violence into this world. Dot is saying, like, hey, I have to speak for those who can't speak, whether if they too weak to speak, they're too embarrassed because they just don't know how. Because some people are just like feel like really small and they can't open themselves up because they feel like the world is just gonna shit on them. Yeah, the world gonna shit on everybody. But some people are just able to still let that shit get out, and I'm one of those people. Shout out Dot, bro.
Think about that, and I know that I have the tools necessary to communicate myself properly and effectively.
Facts.
I gotta do it for them.
Yeah.
I gotta make records like Reincarnated.
Yeah.
I gotta make records like Man in the Garden.
Ooh,
I have
that's my
to
shit.
because they feel that way, but they cannot project it.
Yeah.
And when they hear somebody actually giving them affirmations,
Yep.
it allows them to speak more freely and be open because, again, I come from the same place they come from.
That's a fact, bro.
Kendrick,
Y'all gotta clap
we
for
might
this
not
nigga.
see
What
you
y'all
outside
doing,
again
bro?
soon after Super Bowl. I know, of course, you have the GNX tour. Listen, I know you also don't love doing interviews, but we are grateful. We're so grateful for all the music.
I know this is mandatory. It's the Super Bowl, but shout out to Nadeska and Ebro for being able to get this because they've been part of the culture for so fucking long. Ebro been around he interviewed Kendrick when Kendrick had a fucking fade, bro. Nadeska been around for about a decade, easy. So salute to them for being the ones to get this interview, bro. Because I didn't want Kendrick to sit down with some non-culture people. Because they talking about, he sat down with the magazine, but he still sat down with SZA, so SZA's dope. But in general, bro, I wanted him to go to somebody like this. And I know this is mandatory, so it ain't like he chose them. But, hey, the universe don't fail, God don't fail. The stars align for them to sit down right here. And it's a beautiful thing, bro. I'm going to get that interview one day, too. Watch this.
Outside again soon after Super Bowl. I know, of course, you have the GNX tour.
Yep.
Listen, I know you also don't love doing interviews, but we are grateful. We're so grateful for all the music and the moments that you've given us over 15 years.
Yeah.
And in
The
the
fucking
last
GOAT, bro.
year, your presence and your focus, it is noted. So thank you. We really appreciate it. Thanks for taking our
Thanks for
questions.
fighting for hip-hop, man.
Oh, for sure.
Fighting for hip-hop.
It is really appreciated.
Appreciate y'all.
And
Appreciate
now,
you, bro.
We do have some
we
questions
have some kids that are going to ask
from our
questions. But
kid-
Oh, okay,
I
you're
got
not
one more
done.
thing
You're
for you,
not
Kendrick. Before we go to our friend here, Hayes Adler. What should people expect to see and understand about Sunday's performance?
Ooh.
Storytelling. I think I've always been
we in for a
very
show.
Open about storytelling through all my catalog and my history of music. And I've always had a passion about bringing that on whatever stage I'm on, you know, whether it's a war tour or whether it's 500 people at Key Club. I've always had a form of that. So I like to always carry on that sense of, you know, make people listen, but also see and think a little.
I think this is going to be one of those performances where people are going to be digging up Easter eggs for
I mean,
years,
that's the Kendrick
years
thing,
to
you
come.
know.
Right?
Even when it's not an Easter egg, people gonna make one up, right, Ken?
He ain't gonna comment.
This is Hayes Adler. He's got a question for you,
What's up,
Kendrick.
man?
What the
Hi,
deal?
Kendrick.
What's going on?
How do you prepare for such a big performance? Do you have a favorite way to stay healthy and active?
6 miles a day,
Yeah.
conditioning my win.
I do some laps, whether it's some sprints. If we talking about, let's go from, okay, on a physical level, I'll give you that. Maybe it's a 2-mile warm-up or a mile warm-up, maybe some push-ups, just to get the
Wait,
body
nigga, this nigga said 2 miles is the warm up. I gotta work harder, bro.
physical level, I'll give you that. Maybe it's a 2-mile warm-up or a mile warm-up, maybe some push-ups.
Yeah.
Just to get the body movement. Sometimes you be out on that stage, man, it take a
lot out of
need
you.
Some oil on your knees a little bit to get moving and get
Facts,
cranky.
loosen that shit up.
Physically, I'm just exercising the body, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of all that. And on a mental level, I'm usually playing some Isley Brothers just to calm not my nerves, but calm my excitement.
See, that's hard because I just saw Ronald Isley. Literally, I saw a video yesterday of him talking about how much he appreciates Kendrick and how he didn't know who Kendrick was, and his people introduced him at the Grammys. And ever since then, they had a relationship. And then he did the "Who's That Lady" sample on "To Pimp a Butterfly" with the eye joint. And then he did "How Much a Dollar Really Costs," and that's one of my favorite Kendrick songs ever. I would actually want to turn that song into a film. So if Kendrick, if you listening, bro, hit me up.
Just give it a balance, you know? So
Yeah, all that.
That's my prep right before I go out.
That's fire, bro.
Thank you, Hayes. Thank you so much.
That's so fire, bro.
And now Alvin Williams. How you doing, sir?
What's up, Kendrick?
What's up, man?
I'm a little with Big Brother and Big Sister New Orleans. What has mentorship meant to you during the course of your career? And if you could thank your mentors for believing in you,
Dr.
what would
Dre
you say?
in top.
Oh, man, mentorship has been everything.
Yeah, facts. Jay-Z, Doc.
To be around individuals that experience every little thing that, you know, you think that you're the first person to go through.
Yeah, all
through it
that.
with. It's a difficult task when you're a young individual because you're like, shit, you don't know what you're talking about. But as you progress and you be like, damn, he or she was right, you begin to understand life a little bit better and not be so judgmental to people that have been here before you, right? The greatest thing I would say, mentors, a couple mentors that given me was like affirmation, and to always give myself space to believe in who I am, even when I wasn't feeling it. Right?
I'm gonna keep that.
You can accomplish so many small things or big things, and you still can fall in a slump where you doubt yourself. And even though these mentors haven't seen the spaces and been in the places I've been in, it was always time to allow me to share exactly who I am or how they see me and what I'm capable to give to the world. And I think that goes a long way, you know, from people in the highest places and the lowest places. We all need them.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alvin. And we have one more question from young Dylan.
What's up, Mr. Kendrick Lamar?
There you go. That's
Yes, sir.
an
Yes, sir.
artist right there.
Yeah.
It's a truly honor to meet you. And my question I have for you is, what advice could you give to kids about not being like anyone else? And how could they stay authentic while pursuing your path?
It's a great question. They said the number one thing people feel in a room, you know, over love and over fear is being authentic. And this my homegirl Ink actually, we was talking about this in the studio. She brought us in the studio, and I was like, damn, how many times I've been in a room where people felt you so intensely that
He started copying you?
it inspired them and it inspired the person next to them and inspired the people in their household. So how to stay authentic? Was that the question? Or you have to believe in yourself and have to know that it's only one you. You're an amazing individual. You're a miracle. I wake up every day and I'm like, this shit is crazy. Not crazy from a standpoint of being a celebrity. Crazy, just life. It's just wow.
Being able to live.
Really sit down and just think about it.
Dog, hey, all the fucking, not even like on a deeper level, bro. The motherfuckers the pregnancies that ended, stillborns, all kind of shit. People that were born and didn't make it to this point. I just watched the video on YouTube, bro. They got the homie. They made a whole fucking little mini documentary about how the homie got murdered, bro. And that shit broke my heart, bro, because he died about 7, 8 years ago. But that was the first time I actually seen the whole story unfolded. And that shit broke my fucking heart, bro. So for him to talk about it's a miracle, just like I was thinking myself, bro, it's a miracle that I'm here. Not saying I walked in the wrong lights and shit like that, but just growing up in LA, period. Anybody could get got. And yeah, man, shit. Whoo, this boy about to fuck me up right now.
It's crazy. Not crazy from a standpoint of being a celebrity. Crazy, just life. It's just wow. When you really sit down and just think about it and just bug out on some wild shit, it's wild. And to know that you are in this existence and in this world as one individual, is only you, you have to know that you got to carry that authentic nature of allowing yourself to say, this is who I am. This is how people are going to see me and also going to respect me, and it's going to inspire people to have truth, because when everyone's authentic, what comes out of that is true love. It's no boundaries. We don't have any courtship on judgment. We don't have any perception of being able to ridicule anyone, because you showing up as your true self, I'm showing up as my true self. And carrying that nature, it'll take you places. Appreciate
His
you.
answers are just as thoughtful as in the music. It's ridiculous.
He is who
Thank
he
you,
is,
Dylan.
bro.
Thank you, Kendrick.
Appreciate you.
It fucked them up
Ladies
too,
and gentlemen, one more time for the great Kendrick Lamar, please. Thank you so much for your work and your dedication.
We
Thank you.
appreciate you.
Appreciate
Go out there
y'all.
and have fun on Sunday.
Kill it, bro.
Thank
You
you so much
deserve
to
it.
everyone for joining us today. We can't wait to see Kendrick take the Super Bowl halftime show stage. While you wait, you can listen to his catalog in spatial audio.
Now look, shortly after the performance, you'll be able to stream the full halftime show right there on Apple Music. You can listen, you can watch, you can sing, all the things Kendrick all the time on Apple Music. So one more time, for all of you, Kendrick Lamar, thank you for delivering as usual. The show on Sunday is gonna be special and amazing, I'm positive. Thank you all so much.
Yeah. Let's cook. Let them cook. Mustard on that beat, ho. Mustard on the beat, ho. Deep boat, see your rep, nigga, be a free throw. Man down, call an ambulance, call him free throw. Nella nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? Fuck them all in they mama. Come on, man. Hey, that shit was hard, bro. That shit was hard. Shout out to Kendrick, bro. He one of the GOATs. He's not even a generation. He's the GOAT of his generation. He's one of the GOATs of all time. And I'm going to tell you, listening to him speak, it was a few, like I've seen a lot of Kendrick interviews, but he ain't talked in a long time. So he ain't the same person that he was when he did Damn interviews. Like I have not seen this nigga interview since Damn. He did Big Boy. He did was it Zach Lowe or Zane Lowe? One of them Lows. Shit like that, bro. So it's a respect thing. Hold on, is this shit still live? It's just real, bro. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Like when he talked about the upbringing from the family coming from the South to the nigga, it don't get no realer than that, bro. So salute to him. Salute to everybody on the West Coast, bro. At the end of the day, bro, I'm a West Coast nigga from like through and through. It's always gonna be my heart. It's always gonna be my love. LA is where it's at. Yeah, I mean, I'm no hate to where anybody else is from, but it ain't nothing like being from the crib. You feel me? Anyway, I'm from the land. Don't say you hate LA if you ain't traveled past the 10. It's your boy Cam. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Attention to Detail podcast coming soon. We're going to do the trade deadline and everything. Hit the link in the description box. Be right there. Peace.